And it's on.
Running.
Running. Wait,
okay, we have to do this. Then you can zoom the, yeah.
Okay, so we are here in centrum of Berlin. I think it's Mitte.
It's Mitte, right?
Mitte, right? With Martin Landsky.
Yeah, that was my name.
I remembered it. And you're listening to Frozen North Radio. So, Martin, we are going to hear probably a bit embarrassing track from you. Can you tell me something about it?
I think it's not embarrassing. So, yeah, we're gonna hear like my very first record, my very first production, which was my first release as well, from back in '97, which was released on MC Projects, which was a London-based label run by Charlie Hall, who also did the Nepenta label later. I think the label is not existing anymore, but it was quite a good time for them at that time. So, actually, at that time I was just a DJ, and I wanted to produce some music, and I had a friend of mine who had a lot of equipment. He had like an Atari computer and had like some synthesizers, Mackie mixer, all that stuff. And yeah, there's another funny story about it. It's got to be a long story. So I was there's one studio in Hamburg where I used to live at that time, which was called Studio 33. And they were producing commercial German dance drum music, like Fun Factory and stuff like this. This is famous German trains.
S-Bahn.
S-Bahn. And actually this is one of my favorite places here, a Thai place where you sit right now, but it's quite noisy sometimes. So, and I went to the studio and asked if I could work there as an internship, assistant or whatever. And they were like quite interested and asked me, yeah, you know about
S-Bahn.
You know about Atari computer and Cubase, and you can program and everything. And I was like, yeah, for sure I can. And they were like, okay, in 2 months you can start here to work. So I was really pressurized to learn all this because I didn't have a clue at that time. So I asked my friend if he could like borrow me his, or lend me his stuff. So I got all this stuff at home and then started to work there, to learn, actually just to learn how to use a computer. And at that time I just produced my first record, my first tracks, and at that time I thought they are great. These days I think they're still funny. And yeah, and I was go shopping for it, and there was this label, MC Projects, as I told before, and they had a couple of releases before which were quite similar style as the record that I did. So I sent it to them and they said, yeah, great record, and yeah, so they made it. So I was so lucky that my first ever production that I produced was just immediately released, which was like a really good thing for me.
Yeah, coolio. So you were doing your internship. Did you have any other jobs at the moment, or?
Yeah, I was actually, my main job was I was working in record distribution for Container Records in Hamburg, and we were just about to establish Container Distribution. Because before it was just a record label and a record shop, a very famous big record shop in Hamburg. And then there were like me and 2 other guys, and we started the distribution. And started mainly with importing American house music and sell it here to shops. And at that time I was like this was like my main job, and then I was on the weekend I was DJing, and I was DJing like just in Germany. It was not like touring world. It was even another time there that the DJs weren't traveling that much. These days it's like completely different than back in the day. So it was all about like really small clubs and everything. And yeah, and then I started this internship at Studio 33. I just went there for like maybe half a year, and then I stopped it because it sucked. Really, it sucked. And then later I was like had different jobs. I also worked for a studio which was doing like commercials, TV commercial, radio commercials. I was working there as a sound engineer for at least 3 years. And also worked for Word and Sound, which was a distribution, Container Distribution was first, and then we left the company, but all the people working there went to the new company called Word and Sound, which is still existent these days, and one of the most important distributors in Germany, I think. And also I was working as an assistant in an internet agency, so it was because I wanted to learn some stuff about graphic stuff and everything. This was all that time from, I think, till 99. In 99 I was like moving to Berlin, and then I was concentrating on music only. But before that I had so many different jobs, and because I really didn't know what to do, I tried to do different stuff. So.
And do you have any future plans fixed already? New releases maybe coming? Children, family?
Yeah, sure. I tried with kids all the time, but it's not working. Maybe it's the alcohol.